Tonight on NewsWatch Ole Miss, free flu shots are available for Ole Miss students and staff throughout this fall semester.
Plus, UAW members are striking about equal pay at General Motors in Brandon.
Degrees with partly cloudy skies. Keep watching for the latest in news and weather. NewsWatch Ole Miss starts now.
Welcome to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Olivia Wright.
And I'm Sky Sanders. With this fall semester entering its 6th week, there's been an increase in students feeling under the weather.
To combat this, Ole Miss has issued free flu shots for its students and staff. NewsWatch reporter Hallie Grace Withrow has more on this story.
The School of Pharmacy is giving free flu shots to Ole Miss students, faculty, and staff through the fall semester. One pharmacy student says the elderly, children, and those with respiratory diseases should receive a vaccine,
as it can prevent them hopefully from getting such a disease or a condition that we would not like them to have, especially with the follow-ups of bad symptoms, maybe bad side effects that it can have on their current conditions. So we highly recommend them. We are here today to administer them.
However, not everyone is willing to get a flu shot.
Out of my whole 21 years of living, I never had the flu shots. And I saw people around me who have taken the flu shot, they got it multiple times in their lives, or they at least got it before. And it's like everyone that have taken it, they even got it. And I haven't taken it, so I'm like, let me just not, because I never got the flu, never in my life.
Marzouk says she does have to convince some people that the shots are safe.
We just, a lot of people come with questions before they try to get any shots, and they're like, so is this going to give me the flu? No, it is not going to give you the flu. It is basically training your body to, when it sees the flu virus, it's like, okay, now I know how to defend myself. So your immune system is strong enough to defend against that virus, therefore you don't get the flu.
Ferguson says that she does take precaution, such as washing her hands and avoiding sick people, which medical experts recommend for everyone. Pharmacy students say they just want people to have information.
And even if you're not sure if you want to get the flu vaccine, you can feel free to stop by the table, and we'd be more than happy to, inform you about the vaccine and see if you're a good candidate to get it with us.
Remember, it's not too late to receive your flu shot this fall. Operation Immunization will be having plenty more events, with the last one being October 26th. Hallie Grace Withrow, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Every year, Ole Miss students have the opportunity to apply for the STAMP scholarship to help cover their cost of attendance. Thanks to a recent donation from the Stamps family, there's a new additional Stamps Impact Prize that students can compete for. Chancellor Glenn Boyce has promised to match the Stamps family donation. This way, the program will have a budget of $200,000. While there is no set limit on the amount of money students can receive, the expected prize is up to $5,000 per person. The deadline to apply is November 1st. The arts and humanities are a huge part of what makes Ole Miss so special. Recently, a donation was made in hopes of bringing more creative figures to Ole Miss students. Concert pianist Bruce Livingston is the Honors College Artist in Residence, where he dedicates his time to educating students in the arts. Warren A. Stevens Trust of Little Rock, Arkansas wanted to donate $50,000, and Archie Manning advised them to fund Stevenson. The Honors College is looking forward to what this donation will bring.
Mark your UN fall production, The Liar, is bringing lighthearted comedy and romance to the community. Starting this Friday, The Liar will run for 2 weeks. The show is a modern adaptation of Les Monteurs, a French story from the early 1600s written as a poem. Assistant director Lauren Noble says she hopes it brings the community together in joy and laughter. To purchase tickets, head to the UN box office. Now, 11 Oxford High School students were awarded with academic honors from College Board National Recognition Programs. The recipients were awarded under the program's National Rural and Small Town Award. Charlyn Ray, Senior Vice President at the College Board, says that it is becoming increasingly harder for students to feel seen during the college recruitment process. Congratulations to the students at Oxford High.
UAW workers of the City of Brandon joins the nationwide strike against major automakers. Mississippi United Auto Workers sent a clear message about equal pay at the General Motors in Brandon. This nationwide strike began a week prior after negotiations with major auto companies failed. According to union leaders, all part distribution centers at General Motors and Stellantis will not be on strike. Workers say that they hate to be on strike and hate the impact that it will have on customers.
We don't want to be on strike, but we got to be on strike. So it's going to affect the customers really bad. And for that, I apologize to the customers. It might not mean nothing to them, but we got to do what we got to do.
Just last Friday, President Joe Biden took to his social media to announce his support in the UAW strike. According to UAW President Shawn Fain, Ford is showing that they are serious about making a deal. General Motors and Stellantis is a different story. A trial date has been set for former officers involved in the Tyre Nichols case. A federal judge set the start of the trial for the 5 Memphis officers accused in the death of Tyre Nichols on last Thursday. This update coming nearly a week and a half after the 5 officers received a 4-count federal indictment. The 5 officers, Tadarius Bean, Justin Smith, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin, and Desmond Mills, arrived at the federal courthouse in downtown Memphis.
There's no doubt that it is a large case that has a lot at stake in the community as well as for those accused, and we've begun the process. So that's really where we are. We have begun the process, and we'll work toward May for a trial date.
According to officials, the judge set May 6th as the trial date for the defendants. Their charges include excessive force, failure to intervene, and 2 obstruction of justice charges. The next status hearing in this case is November 6th.
A Tennessee FedEx driver is being called a hero for saving a woman's life. 87-year-old Maddie White was saved by the driver after being stuck in her burning home. According to White, she had left grease on her stove and took some medication for a health condition. Once she fell asleep, her house caught on fire. Neighbors of White says that the house holds a special place in their heart.
Sentimental value. My grandfather built this house in 1919. If the FedEx driver hadn't done what he done, we wouldn't be sitting on this porch today.
The FedEx driver, Eldon Berg, was on a regular delivery when he heard a scream. With no hesitation, Berg called 911, rushed into the home, and began to put out the fire with a sink hose and fire extinguishers. Although he left with minor injuries, Berg says that it was the right thing to do.
Coming up, a government shutdown could do more to our economy than leaders predicted.
And 3 people, including a 3-year-old, were killed at a Florida apartment complex. This story and more after the break. You're watching NewsWatch Ole Miss.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
I got some news today from the radio man. He spoke the words somber and as softly as he can. The world stood still and the sky opened up. I made my way to fill up my coffee cup. Then it occurred to me as the daylight sky shone blue, today's the day that Johnny met June.
Have a good summer.
You too.
Thanks.
Hey, you must be bored.
No way.
This is the guy that I was running to in the library.
You're kind of
Yeah.
guilty. So you like to write on desks?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Is a burning thing. Oh, how
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Washington, D.C. is preparing for the worst as a potential government shutdown is now days away. Federal departments and agencies are already in the process of ending non-essential functions. But if a shutdown does in fact happen, many other areas will also be affected. CNN John Lorick has more on the story.
Congress has until Saturday to make a deal to keep the government funded, but members from both parties aren't feeling optimistic.
If we have a government shutdown, which I'm sad to say at this point looks likely, it will be because there are a couple dozen Republican members at least who want a government shutdown.
GOP Rep Tim Burchett of Tennessee is among those holding his ground.
The American public knows what we're up to, and they're sick and tired of it. That's why folks like me, we're sticking to our guns, and all of a sudden we're the bad guys because we want to balance our budget.
Should the shutdown occur, nearly 4 million federal employees will be affected immediately, including the non-essential workers being furloughed until the shutdown is over. It would also have a snowball effect across the U.S., including the Bureau of Labor Statistics not releasing financial data, which would make it hard for the Federal Reserve and investors to figure out the economy. And the White House says travel will be affected as well by air traffic controllers and TSA workers not getting paid to work. While there are discussions about how to keep things running,
let's pass a 30 to 60-day continuing resolution. Let's make sure it's not loaded up.
It appears to be an uphill battle.
You can't keep spending $7 trillion when you're only taking in $5 trillion. That just doesn't work.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Over $1 billion in funding from the Biden administration was just distributed for railroad safety. After the derailment of toxic materials in East Palestine, Ohio back in February, and a series of other high-profile rail accidents, it was clear that something needed to be done. However, none of the funds are going towards East Palestine. The Biden administration claimed that it's because no grant applicants were submitted from that community. But Ohio as a state is getting more than $26 million.
Former NHL player dies in car crash. This weekend, former professional hockey player, 29-year-old Nick Kurdiles, was pronounced dead after a crash. Nashville police officials state that he hit an SUV with a motorcycle after running through a stop sign. He was taken to Vanderbilt University Medical Center, where he passed shortly. No charges are expected to be filed against Kurdiles, as neither of the SUV drivers showed any signs of injury. A 3-year-old was killed during a shooting at an apartment complex in Florida. The shooting happened on Saturday night, where officers found 4 adults shot. Alessia Hatcher has more of the story.
3-year-old Kaylin Matthews was one of the 3 victims killed in Saturday's shooting. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says 5 people traveled to JTB Apartments to buy or sell a dog. An argument broke out, and 4 of the 5 people were shot. 3 people died, including Matthews. Investigators were at the complex for several hours processing the scene. After the scene was cleared, you could see bullet holes in the walls and blood on the ground in the breezeway of the building. News4Jax spoke with retired JSO Director Tom Hackney on the process of investigating an incident like this.
In a case like this is a whodunit. You have to kind of piece this back together with multiple victims. Each one of those victims and the level of forensic examination that goes with the crime scene, it's just extensive.
He says it takes time to process.
You want to make sure that in these cases, knowledge is power. The more information that you have about your victims or about the potential suspects that you have, the better off you are.
Viewers are also reacting to the shooting. Buddy S says, horrible situation, hoping the shooter is caught soon and the death penalty is sought in their case. May the victims rest in peace. Another viewer says, this is sad, but it was not the north side, east side, or west side. It just shows crime is everywhere. Prayers for all families.
Costco is recalling more than 48,000 mattresses due to a serious mold infestation in the mattresses. The NovaForm 14-inch and NovaForm DreamAway 8-inch are the mattresses say the mold growth may have grown due to exposure of water while they were being made. The Consumer Product Safety Commission warns those who were affected could cause a possible weakened immune systems. damaged lungs, and mold allergies. Those who own these mattresses are being told by Costco to contact the manufacturer FXI, who is thankfully offering full refunds. Announced by Amazon today, the retail giant online space is investing big on AI technologies. Amazon says it's investing around $4 million on an AI company on Anthropic to become partial owner of it. This means that Amazon will become the main cloud provider for its partner business. The companies say they will use the platform and Amazon's AI program for most of its development work. Customers who use these companies' new programs will get early access to the revolutionary AI features.
For the second time ever, a man has received a pig heart transplant. Doctors at the University of Maryland School of Medicine have performed a groundbreaking transplant. 58-year-old Lawrence Fawcett received a pig heart transplant after being rejected from other transplant centers. According to the doctor, they have high hopes of this surgery.
That he accepted our offer for the experimental transplant in the hopes it would help him, but also because this is a field that's
According to the doctor, this is the second time that they have performed this transplant. In January of 2022, the heart was given to 57-year-old David Bennett. However, Bennett passed away 2 months later. Doctors are hopeful Fawcett's surgery will be more successful. Now, let's check in with weather anchor Mackenzie Cox for a look at your current conditions.
Good evening, Rebels. Let's take a look at the weather right now. 87 degrees, our current temperature. It's certainly been a hot day. It doesn't feel like the beginning of fall, but I'll show you in our 5-day forecast how we're moving in that direction. Stay tuned for the latest in news and weather updates.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Two flashlights.
What's up, champ? Feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Like I just said, we have a nice warm day today outside. Beautiful weather, partly cloudy skies. It keeps that 87 degrees from feeling just too hot. We've had some low variable winds today and low chance of precipitation, 15%. That will be increasing a little bit into the later hours of tonight. And it's been a nice day all across North Mississippi. Here we have South Haven at 86 and Oxford actually the warmest in the region today at 87 degrees, Tupelo 85, and the rest spread between. And here, just to put that in context a little bit, this is a map from the National Weather Service that's talking about our precipitation chances for today. And this is going to be as we move into the evening. So you can see a little bit of a lower medium range chance of precipitation in Oxford and the rest of North Mississippi, a little bit lighter in the Memphis area, and then of course as we get further south into Grenada and those areas, a little bit higher. So we should miss the bulk of the rain. And then tonight's forecast, we're going to be dropping in temperatures significantly. So good news for some, 64 degrees and partly cloudy. We will continue to see that cloud coverage for today and most likely tomorrow as well. Winds coming in, dropping significantly east-northeast at 3 miles per hour and 15% chance of precipitation. So not too much to worry about, maybe an occasional shower in the area if you're headed out tonight. Tomorrow's forecast will be even warmer, 90 degrees. I know it's going to be a hot one and it will be sunny, no cloud coverage to rely on there, but that's okay. We will be moving more towards fall eventually. And then the precipitation chance, we're going to be dropping as well, 6%, so nothing to worry about there. It'll be a warm day all across North Mississippi tomorrow, 91 degrees in South Haven and Tupelo, Oxford 90, and the rest 89. So all around, it'll be a hot one for sure. And then looking at our 5-day forecast, we will be getting a little bit warmer, but we're going to cool off to a nice 88 on Thursday, Friday, and moving into Saturday as well.
That's right. Well, the weather on Saturday should be perfect for a top 20 matchup. Coming up, the Ole Miss football team was handed their first loss of the season, and Travis Kelce had a special fan in attendance. We'll have that and more up next in sports.
Creating a legacy takes time, takes dedication, spirit, and a greater vision. That vision starts here at the University of Mississippi. What will you be remembered by? Your character, your contributions, your friendship. Your legacy will define who we are now and who we are becoming for our state, our students, and our future. Ole Miss, build your legacy.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. I am Jason Kern with Sports Watch. On Saturday, the Ole Miss football team was handed their first loss of the season as they were defeated 24-10 on the road versus Alabama. Although the Rebs lost by 14, the final score does not define how competitive this game was. Ole Miss took a 7-6 lead into halftime, but a Nick Saban football team at home will never be out of the game. Jalen Milroe and the Alabama offense came out scoring 18 second-half points as their defense held Jackson Dart and company to only 3. Ole Miss looks to rebound at home this Saturday at 5 p.m. as LSU comes to town. On Friday, the volleyball team picked up a huge win to start SEC play, sweeping Alabama 3-0 in 3 sets. The two freshman stars, Vivian Miller and Shayla Meyer, led the way with a combined 21 kills and 6 blocks. Also this weekend, the Rebels were handed a loss to Auburn 3-1 in 4 sets. The volleyball team went 1-1 over the weekend, improving their overall record to 7-6. Earlier today, the dates and times were announced for the SEC vs. ACC Challenge for the men's and women's basketball team. The men's team will face off against NC State on Tuesday, November 28th at 8 p.m. as the women's team will look to get revenge on Wednesday, November 29th at 8:15 against Louisville, who eliminated them last year in the Sweet 16. Both games will be home in Oxford. Yesterday, the Miami Dolphins put up a resounding 10 touchdowns in a 70-20 win versus the Denver Broncos. The all-time NFL record for points in the game came back in 1940 as the Chicago Bears put up 73. In other NFL news, rumors have been swirling around Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift secretly hanging out. And yesterday, those rumors became a reality as the 12-time Grammy Award winner was in attendance with Travis Kelce's mom. Kelce was fearless with 69 yards and a touchdown versus the Bears, keeping his reputation of the league's best tight end evermore. That's all I have for sports. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at @Rebel_Watch for all the latest updates in Ole Miss sports. Olivia and Sky, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Jason. After the break, hear how Paw Patrol broke a world record.
Here's a hint. It involves over 100 dogs. Stay tuned after the break.
I'm a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
We're here when you're ready.
We are rebels. For more than 160 years, we've been accomplishing the impossible, from conducting the world's first lung transplant to helping prove Einstein was right. From preserving the past to saving the future. We are Mississippi's flagship university, a place where passion and learning unite, where friends become family, where small-town charm meets world-class innovation. We are the University of Mississippi. We are Ole Miss.
Has not only stolen the hearts of young kids, but also dogs.
That's right, Olivia. Over the weekend, a screening of the new Paw Patrol movie welcomed over 200 dogs, which was a record-setting number.
On Sunday, Paramount Pictures, along with Best Friends Animal Society and Street Food Cinema, invited families with dogs to Los Angeles' Griffith Park. They got a chance to see the new movie, Paw Patrol: The Mighty Movie.
219 dogs came to see Chase, Rocky, Sky, and the rest of the animated canines. This was enough to set a Guinness World Record for most dogs attending a film screening.
Well, that's all we have for tonight. Tune in next week. I'm Olivia Wright.
And I'm Sky Sanders with your latest news.
I'm Jason Kern with Sports Watch.
And with Stormwatch, I'm Mackenzie Cox.
Be sure to keep up with us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5. NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live and keep it local.